Okay, imagine you're running a local business, right? Maybe you're a plumber or an HVAC contractor. You're always trying to figure out, how do I get more customers? How do I get the phone ringing?
Yeah, it's constant pressure.
And you're probably just bombarded with tools, with strategies, and there's this one name that keeps popping up everywhere in marketing, Ahrefs.
You hear it a lot.
But the real question is, for you, a local business owner who needs those immediate leads,
Yeah.
is it really the silver bullet everyone says it is?
Yeah.
Or is it, like bringing a bazooka to a knife fight? Maybe just overkill?
That's exactly the core question we're going to dive into today. We've pulled together a whole stack of sources, actually, and they present some really strong, sometimes even conflicting viewpoints on how useful Ahrefs is, especially for those businesses rooted right there in a specific local area.
Right. So our mission here is to really unpack what Ahrefs actually is, figure out where it really shines,
Yeah.
and also where, for a local business that's hyper-focused on getting those phone calls now, getting those forms filled out,
Right.
it might just be more than you need.
Exactly. So we're asking, does Ahrefs give you false metrics if you're a local business? Does it have, nothing to do with finding those key local insights you need?
Or, on the flip side, is it this indispensable all-in-one marketing intelligence platform that some sources claim, something that every business, big or small, just can't live without? Let's find out.
Okay, so let's start with the local service businesses like the plumbers, the HVAC folks we mentioned. Your main goal really isn't just general website traffic, right?
No, not at all.
It's about measurable, direct outcomes. Phone calls, people filling out your contact form, immediate leads. You need people who are basically ready to book a service right now.
And when we talk about getting those direct leads locally, our research points overwhelmingly towards one thing: the Google Map Pack.
Oh yeah, prime real estate.
Absolutely prime real estate on Google. When someone searches for a local service, I saw a bright local stat, I think it was for 2025, saying businesses in that top Google 3-pack, they get a massive 126% more website traffic.
Wow, 126%.
And 93% more direct user actions, so calls, form fills, than the businesses ranked just below them. That's huge.
It's a game changer. And winning that spot, getting into that map pack, it really hinges on optimizing your Google business profile, your GBP.
Okay, so what does that involve?
Well, we're talking about making sure your name, address, phone number, what marketers call NAP, is consistent everywhere online. Super important.
Right, consistency.
Choosing the right service categories in your profile, actively getting and responding to reviews frequently, posting updates, local posts, and critically, proximity. Google really wants to show the searcher the closest, most relevant provider.
And that proximity factor, that's something no SEO tool like Ahrefs can directly influence, can it?
Nope. That's down to geography and Google's local algorithm.
Okay, so beyond the map pack, what about pay-per-click? PPC, that seems like another really direct route.
Absolutely. PPC gives you that instant visibility. Think Google Ads, right? Features like call extensions, put your phone number right there in the ad.
Super direct.
And geo-targeting lets you focus your ads just on the specific neighborhoods or towns you serve. So you can directly drive phone calls from those really high-intent local searches, plumber near me, emergency HVAC repair.
And the return on investment, the ROI, seems much clearer there, too.
Totally. It's so measurable. Like, if you know a new lead is worth, say, $50 to your business, you can set a maximum cost per click, a max CPC of maybe $5.
Okay.
And you scale that based on your budget. That's real hard data. You can track every dollar spent back to a potential customer call or form fill. And our sources really highlight that this kind of direct, granular, actionable data for immediate leads, that's precisely what Ahrefs can't really give you.
Okay, so this leads us right into a core argument against using Ahrefs if you're a strictly local business. The metrics might just be mismatched.
Yeah, that's a big point in the sources.
We found that Ahrefs traffic estimates, they could be significantly off, especially for those smaller, lower traffic local websites.
How does it get that data then?
Well, it relies on something called clickstream data, which is basically aggregated, anonymized browsing patterns from loads of users, plus general search volume data. But for a small local business, these often just don't accurately represent the actual website visits or, more importantly, the conversions, the calls, the form fill.
Exactly. Like Ahrefs might estimate, 100 monthly visits for Joe's Plumbing, but if Joe looks at his actual Google Analytics, it might be 20, or maybe it's 500.
Right. The numbers can be way off.
And those kinds of discrepancies make it really hard for a business owner who needs to make precise marketing decisions based on reliable data. And here's another crucial point. Ahrefs doesn't directly measure your map pack rankings.
That seems like a huge gap.
It's massive if your main strategy is getting visible in the map pack, because as we said, that operates on a different algorithm, proximity, GBP optimization, reviews, things Ahrefs isn't built to track directly.
So, okay, Ahrefs can show you things like which organic keywords a local competitor ranks for, or maybe where they got a backlink from the local Chamber of Commerce site.
Right, it can do that.
But the argument is those insights are kind of secondary if your main goal is crushing the map pack and running effective PPC campaigns.
Yeah, for those goals, often just doing some manual competitor research, literally looking at their Google business profile, checking their reviews, seeing where they're listed on Yelp or Angie, that's often far more actionable. It gives you a clearer picture of what's actually working locally right now.
Makes sense. And what about keyword ideas from Ahrefs for local?
Well, they have tons of keyword data, obviously, but the sources argue that for local lead gen, their suggestions aren't necessarily unique or essential. For optimizing your map pack presence, the keywords you care about are managed right inside your Google business profile.
And for PPC?
For PPC, Google Ads' own keyword planner tool is much more direct. It's tailored specifically for ad campaigns, giving you real search volume estimates and bid suggestions relevant to running ads. Ahrefs' broader keyword data isn't as specialized for that purpose.
Ahrefs also does these comprehensive site health audits. Sounds important, right? Technical SEO.
It sounds critical, yeah. But again, perspective matters. For a local business aiming for direct calls and form fills, do those deep technical dives really move the needle much?
Probably not for map pack ranking itself.
Exactly. Our sources suggest that while, yes, serious technical SEO issues can hurt your website's credibility overall, they usually have minimal direct impact on your map pack ranking. As long as your website works, it's mobile-friendly, and has clear contact forms, that's usually sufficient for the main goal. Making Ahrefs' detailed audits feel a bit like overkill for just getting local leads.
So you could probably use simpler, maybe even free tools for that.
For sure. Basic site health checks. Free tools like Google PageSpeed Insights can handle that just fine. So if you're laser-focused on direct conversion-driven results, a smart local marketer is going to prioritize optimizing that Google business profile and running targeted PPC ads.
And the tools they'd use.
They'll likely use something like CallRail to track exactly where phone calls and form fills are coming from. They'll use the Google Ads Keyword Planner for nailing their PPC keyword data. And if they really need deep map pack analysis, specialized local SEO platforms like BrightLocal especially, its local rank tracker and citation builder tools are probably a much better fit than Ahrefs.
Okay, that makes sense. And this applies to choosing a marketing agency too, right? If you're a local business owner looking for help.
Definitely. The sources really emphasize looking for agencies that specialize in local SEO and PPC. You want folks who live and breathe Google business profile optimization and conversion tracking.
And examples?
Yeah, names like Sterling Sky come up. That's Joy Hawkins' agency. She's been a map pack expert since like 2006. Or Thrive Internet Marketing Agency, known for being affordable with transparent reporting. Dagmar Marketing is another one. They've won awards specifically for map pack strategies.
Or maybe be cautious with agencies that have, say, mixed reviews.
Right. Or high client turnover. Interestingly, BrightLocal was mentioned here. While their tools are great for local SEO, their agency services apparently have had some mixed feedback, according to some sources, so it's always worth doing your homework on the specific service provider.
Okay, so we've built a pretty strong case here for why Ahrefs might not be the immediate go-to tool, the silver bullet, for nailing those direct local leads.
Yeah, the focus is really different.
But hang on, before anyone completely writes off Ahrefs, let's zoom out a bit. Because our sources also talk about Ahrefs in a very different light when you look beyond just immediate local calls.
Right. For everything else in the world of SEO and digital marketing intelligence, Ahrefs transforms into something, well, pretty formidable. It's seen as a comprehensive powerhouse that marketers at huge corporations absolutely swear by.
Okay, so that's a massive shift in perspective. We're talking about it being more than just an SEO tool then.
Absolutely. The sources describe it as an all-in-one marketing intelligence platform. Think about this. It's trusted by marketers from 44% of Fortune 500 companies. That's significant trust.
Wow. How did they get such good data?
Well, what's really fascinating and kind of unique is that Ahrefs actually runs its own search engine. It's called yep.com.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and this proprietary engine is the foundation for its massive data collection. It gives them a really unique edge because they're not just relying on third-party data, they're actively crawling and indexing the web themselves.
So it's not just pulling data from Google like some other tools might. It's building its own map of the internet.
Precisely. And their web crawler, Ahrefs, it's the second most active web crawler globally, and number one among all the dedicated SEO tools.
Okay, that's serious crawling power.
It really is. Think of it like this relentless digital explorer constantly mapping out the internet. And that's why a huge chunk of SEO professionals, 64% according to one source, trust Ahrefs link data more than competitors. And 44% use its domain rating, that's Ahrefs' own score for website authority, based on backlinks as their go-to SEO metric.
All right, so with that kind of data powerhouse behind it, let's look at its main tools and what they can do beyond just local. What about Site Explorer? That's their competitive research tool, right?
That's the one. And what's really eye-opening with Site Explorer isn't just seeing, a list of your competitors' backlinks. It's like getting a blueprint of their entire online strategy. You can see their top organic keywords. You can see the Google search ad campaigns they're running. You can even analyze how their website is structured to attract traffic. Imagine realizing your competitors' high traffic isn't magic, but maybe it's because they systematically target specific informational keywords you never thought of. Or maybe their secret sauce is a network of high-authority local news mentions that you could potentially replicate. It's like peeking behind the curtain.
That sounds like digital detective work. Can it help you fix stuff on your own site too?
Definitely. For instance, it's great for restoring lost link equity. Let's say you have old pages on your site that are broken, they show a 404 error, but they still have valuable backlinks pointing to them from other websites.
Oh, links going nowhere.
Exactly. Ahrefs can find these broken pages with backlinks. You can then redirect those old URLs to new relevant pages on your site and effectively reclaim the SEO power, the vote those old links were giving you. That's a critical ranking signal for Google.
Okay, that's clever. What else?
It also helps you find featured snippet opportunities. You know those quick answers Google shows right at the top?
Yeah, position 0.
Right. Ahrefs can identify keywords where your site already ranks in the top 10, but you don't have that snippet yet. Then you can optimize your content specifically to try and grab it, which can capture a significant amount of search traffic right off the bat.
And for bigger companies, you mentioned analyzing site structure.
Yeah, for really large websites, it's invaluable. You can analyze specific subdomains or subfolders to see what's driving traffic. Like one source mentioned MailChimp's marketing glossary section. Apparently, it generates millions of visits with only about 70 actual pages.
Wow.
Ahrefs lets you analyze these high-traffic content hubs on competitor sites, understand why they're successful, and potentially replicate that kind of strategy with your own content.
So it's not just about spotting weaknesses, but also understanding and replicating strengths. How about using this for actually building new links? Link building is huge in SEO.
Oh yeah, this is where Site Explorer gets really interesting for broader SEO strategies. You can filter competitor backlinks to find specific types of opportunities. For example, look for pages titled resources.html on other sites. Those are often good places to ask for your own resource to be included.
Okay, finding resource pages.
Or find websites that have mentioned competitors in best of listicles. Maybe you deserve to be on that list too. You can even analyze the anchor text of competitor backlinks. That's the actual clickable text in the link.
Why is that useful?
It helps you understand why people are linking to them. What specific point or piece of data are they referencing? This can even help you find outdated statistics on linking sites. Imagine finding a site linking to a competitor's page using an old stat like email marketing returns $42 for every dollar spent. Newer data shows it's much higher now.
Right.
So you create content with the updated info, then reach out to those sites linking to the old stat and say, hey, saw you link to this old data. I've got the latest figures here. It's a great outreach pitch.
That's a really smart tactic. And what about broken link building? You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, it's a classic, straightforward tactic. You use Ahrefs to find broken pages, 404s, on a competitor site that still have backlinks pointing to them.
Right.
Then you create your own, hopefully superior content on that same topic. Finally, you reach out to all the websites that were linking to the competitor's broken page and say, hey, that link is dead, but I have a great live resource on the same topic here. Maybe link to mine instead. It's often a win-win.
Okay, so Site Explorer is really powerful for understanding competitors and finding link opportunities.
Yeah.
What about Keywords Explorer? How does that help us get inside the heads of potential customers?
That's exactly its primary function. Understanding search intent. You can start with a broad seed keyword, like maybe home renovation,
Right.
and RS will generate thousands of related matching terms. But then, crucially, you can filter these keywords by search intent.
What does that mean exactly?
It means you can specifically look for informational keywords where people are just looking for answers, like how to choose kitchen countertops. Or you can filter for commercial keywords where they're closer to buying, like best quartz countertop brands or kitchen remodel pasta estimator.
Ah, so you can match your content to what the searcher actually wants at that moment.
Precisely. Aligning your content with user intent is absolutely critical for SEO success. You don't want to show a sales page to someone just looking for ideas.
That definitely helps narrow down those thousands of keywords. What about finding the easier ones, the low competition keywords?
Ahrefs has a couple of powerful ways to do that. You can filter by its keyword difficulty or KD score. That's a metric based on how many referring domains, basically how many linking websites the current top ranking pages have. Lower KD generally means easier to rank for.
Okay, look for low KD scores.
Or another clever trick is to look for keywords where sites with a low domain rating, meaning less authoritative websites, are already ranking high, like in the top 5. If a low DR site can rank well, it suggests the competition isn't insurmountable. It often reveals hidden gems.
Nice. Any other cool features in Keywords Explorer?
Yeah, what's also incredibly useful is the bulk analysis feature. You can upload and analyze up to 10,000 keywords at once. And for any custom list of keywords you create, you can see your estimated organic share of voice, basically, how much of the potential traffic for those keywords you're capturing compared to your competitors.
Okay, very cool. So Site Explorer looks outward at competitors. Keywords Explorer looks at the audience and search intent. What happens when you turn the Ahrefs lens inward onto your own website? Does it help keep your own house in order?
Absolutely. That's where Site Audit comes in. Think of it like a dedicated automated doctor for your website's technical health. It performs regular crawls of your entire site and identifies over 100 different technical and on-page SEO issues. Things like broken links, slow pages, missing title tags, duplicate content, image optimization problems, you name it.
And it tells you how bad the problems are.
Yes, it gives your site an overall health score and then helps you prioritize fixes. Issues are typically categorized. Errors in red are the most critical things to fix first. Then warnings in yellow, then notices in blue. And crucially, each issue comes with a detailed explanation of what it is and clear guidance on how to fix it.
That sounds incredibly useful for managing a larger site.
It really is. And you can use advanced filters within the audit results to find very specific things. For example, maybe you want to identify every single affiliate link across your entire site because you need to update them. Site Audit can help you pinpoint those. Plus, it even provides recommendations for internal linking opportunities.
How does that work?
It suggests which pages on your site you should link from, what keywords to use in the link text, the anchor text, and which other pages on your site you should link to. This helps improve your site's navigation for users and also distributes link equity more effectively for SEO.
Okay, so you've audited your site, fixed the issues, optimized keywords. Now you need to track if it's actually working, right? Which brings us to Rank Tracker.
Exactly. Rank Tracker does what the name suggests. It monitors your website's rankings in Google search results. And you can track rankings from basically anywhere, any country, any city, even down to a specific zip code.
That zip code tracking could actually be useful even for local businesses running broader content strategies, right?
It could, yeah, especially if you have specific location pages you want to monitor. The tool also lets you organize your keywords using tags, maybe group them by landing page or by blog post topic or product category. This makes reporting and analysis much easier.
And you can watch competitors too.
Oh, yes. You track your performance directly against the competitors you define. You can see their share of voice for your target keywords, their average position over time, and it can even help you identify new competitors entering your space that you might not have been aware of.
Okay, we also have Content Explorer. This one sounds intriguing, like a search engine just for marketers.
It kind of is. It's designed to help you find content ideas and opportunities. One great use is finding high-potential topics that have relatively low competition but good search traffic potential.
How does it find those?
You can filter its massive content index for pages on a certain topic that have, say, low numbers of referring domains pointing to them, suggesting lower competition, but still get significant organic traffic and maybe meet a certain word count threshold. This often surfaces underserved content opportunities.
What else can you do with it?
It's also fantastic for finding guest posting prospects. Let's say you run a website about knitting. You could use Content Explorer to find reputable knitting blogs, maybe filtering by domain rating to ensure quality, checking their website traffic estimates, and looking at their typical word count to see if your style fits. It helps you build a targeted list for outreach.
Okay, and finally, there's Web Explorer. You mentioned this is newer and has the widest lens. How's it different from, say, Content Explorer?
The key difference is the sheer scale and the data source. Web Explorer lets you search through the entire 500 billion page index built by Ahrefs' own crawler, yep.com. It's less about finding existing content performance and more about querying this massive web index for specific footprints or mentions.
Like a kind of mentions.
One classic use case is finding unlinked brand mentions. These are pages online that mention your brand name or your business, but they don't actually link back to your website.
Ah, so you can find those.
And then reach out politely. Say, hey, thanks for mentioning us. Would you consider adding a link to our site? It's a great way to turn a simple mention into a valuable backlink. You can also use it for things like affiliate link prospecting finding sites that link to specific affiliate programs or URLs, which might uncover potential acquisition targets or new content partnership ideas.
Wow, okay. So we've definitely seen both sides now. There's a really strong case that for a local business focused purely intensely on those immediate phone calls and form fills, Ahrefs might be overkill.
Yeah, the direct lead gen tools are probably more efficient there.
But then we've also seen its immense power as this comprehensive SEO and marketing intelligence platform for almost everything else: competitor analysis, keyword research, site health, link building, content ideas.
It's incredibly robust for those broader applications.
So this brings up a really important nuance, doesn't it? Even if Ahrefs isn't essential for direct local lead gen like MapPack or PPC, can it still provide indirect value? Can it still inform a local business's organic SEO strategy, the part that complements the MapPack and PPC efforts?
It absolutely can, and this is where things get interesting for local businesses that do want to build a stronger overall online presence beyond just immediate leads. While Ahrefs might not be the primary tool for MapPack rankings or managing PPC bids, it can provide significant indirect value by informing your local organic search strategy.
Okay, so how would that work in practice? How could a local business use Ahrefs for, say, checking out their local competitor's organic strategy?
Well, you can definitely still use Ahrefs Site Explorer. You plug in a local competitor's website. Let's stick with Phoenix Roofers as an example. You can analyze their whole organic profile.
What kind of things would you look for?
You look at their domain rating, DR, their URL rating, UR for specific pages, their overall Ahrefs rank, AR. This gives you a sense of their site's authority based on its backlink profile. Now, a local roofer probably isn't going to have a DR of 80 like a national brand, right?
Well, unlikely.
But seeing their DR compared to yours and other local players helps set realistic expectations and benchmarks. Maybe the top local competitor has a DR of 25. Okay, that's a target.
And what about understanding their backlink strategy? Is digging into their backlinks still useful locally?
Very much so. You can discover exactly where your local competitors are getting their backlinks from. Are they getting links from local directories like expertise.com or maybe industry-specific sites like roofing.org? Are they getting mentions in the local newspaper's online edition? Maybe even a link from a relevant page on Wikipedia.
Ah, so you can see their playbook.
Exactly. This insight helps you reverse engineer their link building strategy. It shows you the types of links that are potentially helping them rank locally, giving you ideas for acquiring similar or even better quality backlinks for your own site.
Can it help you figure out which organic keywords they're successfully targeting for local searches?
Yes, definitely. By analyzing their ranking keywords in Site Explorer, you can identify the exact organic terms they rank for. And crucially, you can distinguish between those informational keywords, maybe they rank for signs of roof damage, and the really valuable transactional keywords like residential roof repair company Phoenix.
And you could find the easier ones.
Right. You can export their keyword list, then filter it. Look for keywords with clear buyer intent, decent local search volume, and, importantly, relatively low keyword difficulty. Maybe you find they rank well for metal roof installation quote, but the KD is only 15, whereas roof repair is KD 61. That KD 15 keyword might be an easier target for you to go after initially.
Okay, that makes sense. What about understanding why their pages are ranking, like their on-page SEO or user experience? Can Ahrefs help figure that out?
Indirectly, yes. Once you identify a competitor's page that's ranking really well for a key term, say their roof repair service page, you can analyze it closely yourself. But Ahrefs helps you find those successful pages first. Then you look at their on-page SEO. How do they use the keywords? What's their headline structure? H1s, H2s? Do they include customer testimonials or reviews directly on the page? Is there a clear call to action form? Do they have an FAQ section addressing common questions?
Because Google rewards good user experience.
Exactly. Google looks at things like how long people stay on the page, dwell time, whether they bounce back to the search results quickly. So by reverse engineering the structure and content of successful competitor pages, Ahrefs helped you identify you're not starting your own page design from scratch. You're building on elements that are already proven to work well for users and for Google in your specific local market.
And finally, traffic analysis. You mentioned earlier that Ahrefs traffic estimates can be off for small sites, but are there still valuable nuances in that traffic data for local?
There definitely can be, even if the absolute numbers are estimates. Ahrefs can show you where a competitor's organic traffic is primarily coming from. Is it mostly hitting their homepage? Or are specific city-focused service pages getting traffic? Or maybe a large chunk is coming from blog posts.
Why does that distinction matter?
Because it helps you understand the nature of their traffic. A competitor might have high overall traffic numbers in Ahrefs, but if you dig deeper, you might see that 80% of it is coming from informational blog posts targeting national or even global keywords like history of asphalt shingles. That traffic might not be driving many actual local sales leads.
Ah, okay. Clicks versus calls.
Right. Maybe that roofing company gets, say, 8,800 estimated non-local visitors from blog posts, but only 1,000 estimated local visitors searching for high-intent terms like roofing contractor near me. Seeing that breakdown helps you make much more educated decisions about your own content strategy. Are you going to chase broad informational traffic or focusing tightly on the keywords that actually lead to local jobs? Ahrefs can help provide clues, even if the exact numbers aren't perfect.
Okay, so we have really explored the two very different sides of the Ahrefs coin today, haven't we?
Yeah, it's definitely got layers.
On one hand, for those local businesses, the plumbers, the HVAC contractors, anyone fiercely focused on getting direct phone calls and form fills right now, driven by that critical Google map pack and maybe some targeted PPC ads, Ahrefs' core metrics can feel misaligned. Its powerful features, while impressive, might genuinely be overkill for that immediate goal.
For that specific scenario, yeah, you're probably better served focusing directly on Google Business Profile Optimization, running smart PPC campaigns, and using specialized tools like CallRail for really accurate conversion tracking.
But then on the other hand, if you zoom out and look at the wider range of SEO needs or broader marketing intelligence, things like deep diving into competitor strategies, doing extensive keyword research for a content plan, performing technical site audits, advanced link building, finding new content ideas,
Then